Cohen's testimony escalates Trump's legal troubles in New York politics. In public testimony before Congress, Cohen provided fresh details about Trump's participation in Cohen's campaign finance crimes, including steps that occurred after Trump took office, and revealed that prosecutors are investigating other unspecified criminal activity by Trump. Cohen also told the House Oversight Committee that Trump Organization executives, including the president's son Donald Trump Jr. and Chief Financial Officer Alan Weisselberg, participated in what prosecutors have described in court documents as a scheme to reimburse Cohen for a $130,000 payment he made to silence an adult film actress, Stormy Daniels, who claimed an affair with Trump. And Cohen testified that Trump had an arrangement stretching back more than a decade with David Pecker, the CEO of American Media Incorporated, which publishes the National Enquirer tabloid, to eliminate stories that could prove detrimental to Trump if published. In an effort to corroborate his claims, particularly those concerning an alleged reimbursement payment by Trump himself, Cohen came armed with copies of checks. 1. Dated, Cohen's testimony dramatically expanded the scope of what is publicly known about New York federal prosecutors' examination of the president, his company, and his family. Prior to Wednesday, prosecutors in the Southern District of New York were known to have been examining whether any Trump Org executives violated campaign finance laws as part of the scheme to reimburse Cohen and had been conducting an investigation of the Trump Inaugural Committee, CNN has reported. On Wednesday, Cohen suggested they are also examining a conversation he had with Trump in the spring of 2018, within 2 months of the FBI having executed search warrants on Cohen's home, hotel room, and office. After telling the committee that conversation was the last time Cohen spoke to Trump, Cohen said he couldn't speak further about that matter because it is under investigation by prosecutors. Minutes later, Cohen was asked is. At another point, Cohen disclosed A spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office declined to comment on Cohen's testimony. Stormy Daniels' payment another legal problem for Trump. The newly disclosed investigative efforts aren't the only aspect of Cohen's testimony that may spell significant legal trouble for Trump. For the first time, Cohen told the committee that in 2016, when Cohen was engaged in discussions with Daniels' then attorney about whether to pay Daniels to remain silent, days before the election, when a leaked tape of Trump making crude comments about women on the set of Access. According to Cohen, he asked Weisselberg to use his own money to pay Daniels. After concluding that they didn't know anyone who could cover for them in such a manner, Cohen said he decided to use his home equity line of credit to make the Daniels payment. Trump knew of and Federal prosecutors have previously explained the scheme in court filings, saying that Cohen falsely submitted invoices to the Trump Organization at the direction of executives of the company during the year 2017, for a total of $420,000. The reimbursement, in court filings, prosecutors cited 2 company executives. Cohen also made public a copy of what he said was one of the $35,000 reimbursement checks, signed by Weisselberg and Trump Jr. Yes, Cohen replied. An attorney for Trump Jr. declined to comment on Cohen's claims. Though federal prosecutors didn't reference a check from Trump in their charges against Cohen, they obtained evidence of such a from Trump's personal account during their investigation, according to a person familiar with the matter. Catch and kill. Cohen also resurfaced details of Trump's efforts to suppress unflattering stories with the help of Pecker, who received immunity from prosecutors. Cohen testified that Pecker had helped kill a prospective story on an alleged Trump love child. A tip about the $30,000 contract, however, was scrutinized by federal prosecutors in New York in the spring of 2018 as a third hush money payment, according to people familiar with the matter. Cohen had told media outlets that his involvement in the matter was limited to trying as Trump's spokesman to tamp down what Comey said were its efforts to confirm Sejdian's tip. But in fact, investigators ultimately decided against charging it as a crime. It's not clear why.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,